this inquiry. He has had direct contact with President Trump. He has already arrived on Capitol Hill and is ready to start his opening statements any minute. We want to go live now, though, to D.C., to our Samantha-Jo Roth. She's right outside of that hearing room we were just looking at. And Samantha-Jo, I know you've been keeping tabs all along here on our Florida lawmakers, getting their reactions to all of this. So what do Florida lawmakers expect to hear today from Sondland?
Well, Holly, the Republican donor turned EU ambassador will face lawmakers' steps from where I'm standing right now any minute now. And really, Republicans and Democrats really don't know what to expect and aren't very confident in exactly what Sondland is going to testify to today. He is a bit of a wild card. Now, he's actually the one who told Ukraine that they would not receive the nearly $40 million in military aid if they did not agree to launch those investigations into the Bidens that the president wanted. And when it comes to Ukraine, he really has had the direct conversations with the president. Another witness, David Holmes, recently testified that he overheard a phone call between the EU ambassador and the president. He said he could hear the president asking directly about the investigations into the Bidens. Following the call, Sondland told Holmes in colorful language that the president did not care about Ukraine and that he only cared about what he called the big stuff, which he said is the Biden investigation. Like Volkner yesterday, Sondland has claimed that he didn't know these investigations that the president really was pushing for were related to the Bidens, and now he's revised his closed-door testimony once before, and there's really some concern from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle that he could change his story again today.
He was not being truthful. I thought it was not credible, and I said so at the time as I came out of that deposition. Omissions are also falsehoods, and so if there is intentional omission of facts that, undermine the committee's ability to get to the bottom of what happened, then you can be held accountable for that as well as lying to Congress. And there's, to me, a great likelihood that that's why Ambassador Sondland amended his testimony when he suddenly had his memory filled in for some of the things that he'd forgotten in the deposition. And now, I'm interested to hear what he has to say and whether he'll be fully truthful.
Also new this morning, the New York Times is reporting that Sondland may have been informing the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, of key developments in the push for these investigations, and certainly congressional investigators are going to want to ask him about that today. We're live on Capitol Hill this morning. Samantha-Jo Roth, Spectrum, BN9.
All right, Samantha, we know you're watching and getting reaction from our Florida lawmakers. All right, so what has Gordon